guys, DILIKES Gaming here, back there with another video. Today is Friday, as you guys know. In this video, I watch a creepy dark web story, well, deep web story. Let's go into the video. Okay.
I was 26 years old, and I was unemployed. Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get. I was a big procrastinator, so more often than not I'd stray away and waste time doing other things.
Dude, go get a job! My man's over here watching PewDiePie.
One day, I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit. I felt amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary, and decided I'd look into it. It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place, but I made it even sillier by deciding to check it out late at night. It was about 2 a.m. and
Dude, what's the sense of going on a creepy website at night?
came across a website where you could chat with someone anonymously.
Bro, you're not
The
tough.
person I got was a
Stop
woman.
doing that.
She was in her early 20s and very pretty. She sat with her head in her hands, looking playful into the webcam while batting her eyes.
Bro, she's fake.
I had
Tomorrow morning, go get a job.
no desire to turn my camera on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway. She told me to turn the camera on, but I ignored that request and tried to get her to talk. She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was. I also noticed how after every message I sent,
I feel like that's a spirit trying to snatch his soul.
her eyes would look off camera, either to her side or somewhere behind
Okay, so that is just mysterious.
her computer. After a while, it started getting annoying, so I asked her if someone else was there with her.
Bro, she
I wanna
wants to
see
snatch
you
your
first.
soul.
She said. Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my questions verbally. I'm not that curious.
Don't be scared.
Dude, just say your camera does not work.
She said, laughing,
It's that easy.
this time looking behind the laptop again and making a face that seemed to indicate she was laughing at my expense with someone else. This is getting boring. It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
Who else is there?
Turn your camera on.
Is this a joke?
Bro, why would he go on deep web? Like,
Turn it on.
go on Omegle instead or something.
Okay, I'll be leaving now.
Do not turn it on. Do
Turn
not
on
turn
the
it
camera.
on.
Her laughter was almost piercing by now. There was nothing
Bro, just leave and go on Omegle. It's that
humorous about the
easy.
situation, yet she threw her head back with riotous laughter.
Leave.
I'd had enough and moved the cursor over to turn the chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed. The only thing that was working was the chat box, and I still had access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
Her gumdrop filled voice was louder than before
Just turn off the PC, dude.
when I moved my gaze up to see
Turn
her
off the
smiling
laptop.
tunefully at the camera. Her face still beautiful, but the smile completely fake. My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen. Sorry. I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat. Her screen flashed before going blank.
Bro.
There was nothing there but a black screen. I felt relieved, thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out what happened to the screen. Just then, a chat message popped up.
Open the damn camera, you...
The aggressiveness in the message frightened me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous. I didn't dare reply back, but then the cursor moved. I watched shell-shocked as the cursor twirled around the screen.
Open the camera now.
I still didn't make a move. There was no way
That's creepy.
anything good would be waiting for me if I did what she asked. The screen began flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer to writhe in agony.
Do you want me to find you?
My heart raced. Could it be possible
No, if I were you,
she knew where I was? I started typing. Please stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
dude, just smash the monitor. Simple.
By this
Just
point, I
smash the
thought she was
monitor.
some kind of sadist and got her kicks by scaring unassuming people in chat rooms.
Dude, get a monitor and swing it. I mean, get a hammer and swing it on the screen, dude.
So I obliged and turned the webcam on. I saw my frightened face staring into the screen. Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were
Bro, you turned
painfully
it
unsuccessful.
You turned it
I asked
on,
around
dude.
for the girl looking straight into the camera, telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds of silence. I kept my stare directed to the little box that showed her camera feed, but it was pitch black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was messing with me now. Then I saw another message.
Look here.
After a few seconds of staring at those words, I looked back at her camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
The chat was filled with nonsensical gibberish. She typed with such ferocious speed, my screen whirled away with her constant messages.
I would do this, but not alone. There's no sense of doing something like that alone, dude.
I couldn't understand what was going on, but I didn't look up. My patience ran thin, and I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?" Her response came. I read only the letters in bold and shuddered. I looked back into her webcam and I fell back into my chair, my eyes widening. She was back there, only her face looked completely demented. She had a savage
Bro, why would you do this alone? That's no sense.
expression, devoid of emotion. But her eyes were almost popping out of their sockets,
Holy smoke.
and she was huffing as if she had extreme amounts of pent-up rage. The way she looked directly into the camera
Holy
made me feel she despised me with all of her being. There was no amusement there anymore. Her camera went blank again. Then the chat popped up. My heart stopped again. For a split second, there had been the same blackness, only for the
Bro, smash the monitor.
lights to come back on. She wasn't alone anymore. There was a man next to her with a black mask on. He made no movements other than look into the camera like the girl. The girl's neck creaked to her side. It looked like it was causing her pain.
Bro, just leave. At this point, just leave.
And then the lights went out again.
Dude, just leave that call and smash that monitor.
The chat resumed. This time, I screamed in fright and fell off my chair. There was another man with them now. He was standing next to the girl with
Bro,
the original
smash the
one on the
monitor!
other side. This man had the same mask on, but his hands were grasping the girl's shoulders. Even with the subpar quality of the webcam, I could see the force with which the man dug his hands into the girl. It looked like he could rip her in two. The girl, however, had a huge grin on her face. Her eyes were mad with glee.
My dude is just sitting there watching that.
Or so it looked. Her teeth were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that toothy grin. But I could see she was in pain. Even with the smallest sign of her smile fading, the man clenched his hand.
Bro, the disconnect button is literally right here. Click on this X.
Hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were. After a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering, like trying to hold back laughter.
What are you laughing at?
I yelled into the screen.
He actually
They didn't answer, and continued to tremor with concealed hilarity.
Bro, just
What is
disconnect
so
from
damn
the
funny?
call.
I bellowed. They stopped shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again. When it turned back on, The man no longer grasped the girl's shoulder, neither was she smiling. All three pointed into the camera.
Look
Upon
behind
a
of you.
closer look, I
Flare.
understood that they weren't pointing at me.
Bro,
They were pointing behind me. I didn't need to look back. I could see myself in the webcam. There was someone peeking from behind me.
holy
It was another man in a
smokes.
mask. And according to what I saw on my webcam, he was with me in my room, right behind me. I turned around quickly, but saw nothing where I had seen him in the webcam. I turned back towards the screen and, to my bewilderment, saw a third man in the girl's chat box. It was the same man I had just seen standing in my room. Now, all three had their hands on the girl and were gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore. She had a look of utter devastation. A tear was dropping from her eye, but it wasn't just a tear. It was blood trickling down her eye socket.
Holy
She then mouthed the
smokes.
words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as
Bro, do you want to die? Like, do you want to die?
if her lungs were being ripped off as the screen went black.
Disconnect immediately.
I immediately
Disconnect
got up and
immediately.
pulled the plug out of my computer
My dude is just turning off the laptop.
and backed out of the room. For a couple seconds,
Bro, why are you just doing that?
I swear
You
I
should
heard
have
her
done that
screams even
earlier.
though the computer was unplugged. The room went quiet, but I was
You should have done that earlier, dude.
too devastated to stay there and ran out of my house despite it being 3 a.m. I caught a cab
And why would you do this alone at 3 a.m.?
and went over to my friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same, and after thoroughly checking around the house, we concluded that there was no one there, nor was there a sign of anyone ever having broken in. I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested
And you should never go back to the deep well.
it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the terror she had on her face, it convinced me she had been a victim herself. I'd wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too.
Well,
Could those
girl,
men have found me? Was there really someone in the room with me? There was nothing I could do, because there was nothing concrete to report to the police. What I did do was throw the computer out and buy a new one. There was no way I could even open it back up after what happened.
wonderful, dude. Wonderful. You did a great job, my guy. Well, guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, guys.